toxic.
There you go. Okay, everyone, questions. A couple of questions because we got the debate coming up too.
Let's see.
You seem to be blaming technology for students' slight attention span, for their inability to write on a regular piece of paper. Are you saying that there are not extremely intelligent young people today, like yesterday, who are also heavy tech users and also can do those things?
Well, there's exceptions to everything, definitely.
So you're saying this is a long-term trend, the entire country is getting dumber, as we say?
Not everyone, but a significant amount. I think that that because of this technology, I mean, writing, spell checking has taken spell checking, punctuation, grammar, things like that. I think back in times when, even though it sounds ridiculous now, diagramming sentences and breaking them down and everything, it's real old-fashioned. But I feel that grammar was much more significant and was a lot better back in the day.
Back in 1982, do you think you could find kids in schools that could barely write?
Definitely.
So you think that technology, though, has made this drastically worse?
I think it has definitely increased it.
Questions?
So you seem to be focusing heavily on the presence of laptops in a college classroom.
Okay.
How does that translate to an elementary school,
Okay.
where kids are, using technology to accomplish so much? I mean, should schools be like a technology no man's land, even though it's everywhere? Banking, shopping, everything. I mean, should kids not be learning this stuff?
I feel that this also could have applied to any high school classroom with the implementation of laptops, because some people are going in that direction, and there's just as many distractions with cell phones. Right? You're talking about an iPad, right? I'd probably be playing Angry Birds in my class, and I'm 26 years old and I'm a teacher. So I can't really blame my students for the distractions that it creates. But as far as younger students, I think the younger the kids are, the more submissive they are, the more they pay attention to the rules. And the study in Prinsky's initial article of how they can multitask and watch Sesame Street, I think, shows that for younger students it is a little bit different than as time progresses in the educational system.
You talked about the idea of teachers feeling pressure to become like entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree that almost all very strong teachers have an element of showman or showwoman to them?
Not necessarily. I think...
What about good teachers?
No, I'm thinking of a teacher that my department head, or where I teach, is definitely, you wouldn't describe her as interesting by any means, but she's one of the most respected teachers at the school. Consistently, her AP students do well on the AP test, and I definitely wouldn't call her interesting. I've sat in our class before, and she knows what she's doing. She knows what the goal is at the end of the road, and she's going to take you there. And really, it comes down to, you need to have an effective teacher.
No one finds her boring?
Not that I've found that, or not that I've seen.
Because a person could make the argument that the ability to go ahead and use those tools, which seem to enthrall so many people in our society, these technological tools, in the hands of a skillful teacher, this could simply allow them to be able to hold the attention better of the students and use a little bit of sugar to get to that good stuff and keep their attention, keep them off balance.
Okay, so so definitely it comes in with money. Are we going to be able to pay for this, and are we going to be able to have the training? And also, because like Maureen brought up the point that I'm really focusing on laptops, I feel that sometimes technology and teachers being into technology, we talked about monitoring students, talking Promethean boards, and I think it might create a disengagement with the class or disengagement with students when you're turning your back and you're not really still working with them. So
earlier we saw a person saying that it was a school administrator saying that a student who walks into a school or into a classroom and sees no technology is like a kid who's thirsty in the desert. It just seems barren. Is there a disconnect between the technology they have in their lives and the technology they have in a classroom which uses no technology?
Not sure, but I think that there needs to be a significant difference between school and social life. Right? The kids from MIT said that they can multitask in anything, they could do whatever, and though it may be different from what they're used to, I think that some kind of boundary or some line needs to show that this is not social life. This is not Facebook. This is our
Morgan-
education.
Morgan was making the point, though, that, you know, we apply to college online, we do our banking online, we do a huge amount of our daily business, we as a society oftentimes live online, not only socially, but partially socially. Can you ignore that indefinitely?
Makes things easier sometimes, but is it, we lived for many years before doing the same things.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes. I've got a couple. I got one lined up.
Remember, we have a debate coming up here.
Oh, okay, all right. I just had one, the Bicky defense. As far as, I mean, was that like an issue of, you know, the guy slamming the computer down? Is that an issue of bad technology, or is that an issue of bad, of a bad temper? I mean, you know, like, can you?
Would the issue have
relate
taken
it to- I
place?
mean, what if that student had been drumming with their pencils on their desk? I mean, how does that, you know? Then you couldn't blame technology for that. I mean, that's just a bad behavior on both of their parts. I mean, it's being rude in class, and then it's this person lashing out because of it. Because a computer was in the middle of it, I feel like they're the bastard child in this situation. Like they're getting the bad rap for it, but it's like both ends of the equation here are what caused the issue.
Well, when we were talking about the situation before, what you would do with one of your students, it seems like the computer was the issue.
Well, that's because you were presenting the issue in the form of a computer. You can ask me, like, what if the student was spray painting on the wall, or, you know, peeing all over the boys' bathroom, or bullying kids on the playground? You asked me about the
Okay.